The Battle of Raab was fought on June 14, 1809 during the Napoleonic Wars between Franco-Italian forces and Habsburg forces. The battle was fought near Győr, Kingdom of Hungary, and ended in a Franco-Italian victory. The victory prevented Archduke John of Austria from bringing any significant force to the Battle of Wagram, while Prince Eugene de Beauharnais' force was able to link up with Emperor Napoleon at Vienna in time to fight at Wagram. Napoleon referred to the battle as a granddaughter of Marengo and Friedland, as it fell on the anniversary of those two battles. Campaign. Early moves during the 1809 campaign in Italy. Viceroy Eugene de Beauharnais led the Franco-Italian army while General der Cavallerie Archduke John of Austria commanded the Austrian army. At the outbreak of war, John moved rapidly to defeat his opponent at the Battle of Sasile on 16 April. This victory drove Eugene back to the Adige River. The front remained static for a few weeks despite attacks by Eugene in the Battle of Caldero. Meanwhile, an Austrian force bottled up to the corps of General of Division August Marmont in Dalmatia. After the Austrian defeat at the Battle of Eckmühl, John received orders to retreat in order to cover the strategic left flank of the army in southern Germany. Austrian retreat. John fought Eugene in a tough rearguard action at the Battle of Piave River on 8 May. Up to this moment, John and his soldiers had fought well. Now, John probably committed a serious blunder by splitting up his command. With the main army he fell back to the northeast. By the second week of May, John and Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Albert Gaillet stood at Tarvisio with 8,340 troops. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Johann Maria Philipp Fremont's 13,060-man mobile force lay at nearby village. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Ignaz Gaillet with 14,880 men of the IX Army Corps defended the Ljubljana area to the southeast of village. Far to the west-northwest, Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Johann Gabriel Chase led a corps cells and 17,460 soldiers of the 8th Army Corps held the region around Innsbruck. Feldmarschall-Lieutenant Franjo Jelacic and the 10,200-strong Northern Division was stationed at Salzburg to the northwest. Finally, General Major Andreas von Stoykovich's 8,100 men continued to pin Marmont in Dalmatia to the south of Ljubljana. By this time a large proportion of John's forces was made up of hastily raised landwehr infantry. On 13 May, Marshal François-Joseph Lefebvre and a Bavarian army wrecked part of Chasseler's corps at the Battle of Wurgel near Innsbruck. On 17 May, John received orders to cut the communications of Emperor Napoleon's Grand Army by moving north. However, the Archduke delayed too long in carrying out this assignment. Though badly isolated, Jelacic remained near Salzburg until 19 May. When he finally got moving it was too late. A French corps under General of Division Paul Grenier cut the Northern Division to pieces at the Battle of St. Michael on 25 May. John pulled back to Graz, but when he heard of Jelacic's disaster, he decided to retreat east into Hungary. During May, small Grenz infantry forces heroically defended the mountain passes during the Battle of Tarvis. At Malborghetto-Valbrunna, 400 soldiers held a blockhouse against 15,000 Frenchmen between 15 and 17 May, and only 50 men survived. The French admitted only 80 casualties. At the Predel Pass blockhouse, 250 Austrians and 8 cannon held off 8,500 French soldiers for 3 days. On 18 May, when the position was finally overrun, the Grenzes were killed to a man. The French admitted suffering 450 casualties. At Tarvisio itself, Eugene inflicted a serious defeat on Albert Gaillet's outnumbered division. In mid-May, Marmont defeated Stoykovich's forces in the Dalmatian campaign. He moved north in a fighting advance, arriving at Ljubljana on 3 June. Marmont then combined with General of Division Jean-Baptiste Broussier and fought Ignaz Gaylet's Austrians in the Battle of Graz from 24 to 26 June. His 11,011th Corps soldiers, plus Broussier, force marched to join Napoleon near Vienna and fought at the Battle of Wagram. John joined with the Hungarian insurrection forces at Győr. He intended to cross to the north bank of the Danube and move northwest through Bratislava to unite with the main army, which was commanded by his brother Archduke Charles, Duke of Teschen, Generalissimo of the Austrian armies. Napoleon ordered Eugene to pursue and destroy John's army. The Franco-Italian troops caught up with the Austrians in mid-June and forced John to give battle. Franco-Italian Army of Italy. Prince Eugene de Beauharnais 6th Corps. General of Division Paul Grenier 1st Division. General of Division Jean-Mathieu Serres 2nd Division. General of Division Pierre-François-Joseph Durat 12th Corps. General of Division Louis Barragán de Liers 2nd Division. General of Division Philippe Eustache Louis Savirali. Cavalry Reserve. General of Division Emmanuel Grouchy Light Cavalry Division. General of Division Louis Pierre, Count Montbrun Light Cavalry Division. General of Brigade Pierre David de Colbert Chabanais 9th Hussar Regiment. 3 Squadrons 7th Chasseurs à Cheval Regiment. 3 Squadrons 20th Chasseurs à Cheval Regiment. 3 Squadrons Dragoon Division. General of Brigade François Guérin de Tauquenière. Reserve. Eugene 1st Division. General of Division Michel Marie Pacted Light Cavalry Division. General of Division Louis Michel Antoine Sahouk Dragoon Division. General of Division Charles Joseph Randin de Malboisier de Pulley Italian Guard. General of Division Teodoro Leckie. Detached Division. General of Division Jacques Lauriston Baden Brigade. Colonel Nevenstein Lieb Regiment Grossherzog, 2 Battalions Regiment Herb Grossherzog, 2 Battalions Regiment Hochberg, 2 Battalions Jaeger Battalion Link. Austro-Hungarian Army of Inner Austria. General der Cavalry Archduke John of Austria and Feldmarschall Archduke Joseph Palatine of Hungary left flank. Feldmarschall Lieutenant Daniel Mexery Hussar Brigade. Oberst Johann Gostonyi Hussar Brigade. General Major Johann Andrassy Hussar Brigade. Feldmarschall Lieutenant Andreas Hudijk Center. Feldmarschall Lieutenant Hieronymus Collorder Mansfeld Brigade. General Major Franz Marziani Brigade. General Major Peter Lutz right flank. Feldmarschall Lieutenant Franjo Jelacic Brigade. General Major Ignaz Legisfeld Brigade. Oberst Ludwig Eckhart Brigade. General Major Ignaz Sabotendorf right flank cavalry. Cavalry Brigade. Oberst Emeric B. Acute SAN Reserve. Feldmarschall Lieutenant Johann Fremont Brigade. General Major Anton Gajoli Brigade. General Major Johann Kleinmeier Brigade. General Major Konstantin Ettingshausen north of the Raab River. Feldseumeister Paul Davidovich Brigade. General Major Joseph Baron von Mesko de Felsekubany. Many thousands of the Habsburg troops were poorly trained Austrian landwehr and Hungarian insurrection militia. The Archduke knew this and planned to fight a defensive battle in a strong position. Feldmarschall Archduke Joseph Palatine of Hungary outranked John and was present on the field, but John exercised effective command of the army. John drew up his army behind the Pandjar stream, facing generally west. The Pandjar ran roughly from south to north across his front, emptying into the Raab River to the north. In the vicinity of the battlefield, the Raab ran from west to east, protecting John's north flank. The fortress of Győr was on the south side of the river a short distance to the northeast. John hoped the marshy banks of the Pancha to the south would discourage a French envelopment from that direction. The enclosed and stoutly built Kismagaya Farm stood on the east bank of the Pancha. Just east of Kismagaya Farm rose Sabadaji Hill. On the hill's north side lay Sabadaji hamlet. John deployed FML Mexery's 5,947 cavalry to defend his left flank behind the Panzher. He turned Kismagai into a major strongpoint by packing FML Collordo's 7,778 infantry into the farm and its environs. Ulachic's 7,517 soldiers defended the right flank in front of Sabadagi hamlet. FML Fremont's 7,863-man reserve stood on Sabadagi Hill. Oberst Besan's 1,546 horsemen held the ground between Ulachic's right and the Raab River. FZM Davidovich held some field works on the north side of the river with about 4,000 Hungarian militia. Eugene took MG Grouchy from his corps command and reassigned him to command the 5,371 troopers in the cavalry divisions of MG Montbruns, BG Guerin, and BG Colbert. These were posted on the right flank with the intention of turning John's left flank. Eugene ordered Grenier to assault the Austrian centre with the 15,662 men of his two divisions. MG de Liers was instructed to attack the Austrian right with his single division of 8,315 soldiers. Eugene held the troops from Grouchy's corps in reserve. MG Pacted's 5,166 foot soldiers and MG Sahuk's 1,280 cavalry. He also kept back MG Pulley's 1,470 dragoons and MG Lecce's 2,438 Italian guards. Fighting in the first rush, MG Durut's troops stormed across the Panzher and seized Kismagai farm, but the Austrians quickly took it back. In bitter fighting, the farm changed hands 5 times. Finally, John committed GM Kleinmeyer's powerful brigade, 4 grenadier battalions and the soldiers of the Alvansee Infantry Regiment No. 19 pushed back MG Serra's troops, then fell upon Durut's division near the farm. Meanwhile, MG Savirali's division pushed back Ulachic and took part of Sabadagi hamlet. John sent GM Gajoli's brigade from the reserve to deal with this threat. The Austrian counterattack succeeded in panicking the soldiers of Grenier and de Liers. They abandoned their gains and ran back to the west side of the Panzher and safety. Deducing that the 3 Austrian cannon defended the best crossing point over the Panzher, Grouchy ordered up his 12 guns. French cannon fire soon silenced the opposing artillery pieces, allowing Grouchy's horsemen to begin fording the stream. When the French cavalry charged, covered by a cannonade, the insurrection's hussars soon took flight. Only the Ott Hussar Regiment No. 7 and the Archduke Joseph Hussar Regiment No. 2 put up serious resistance and both units suffered heavy losses. Grouchy wheeled his troopers to the left to roll up John's left flank. Faced with a crisis, John redeployed his units in an L-shaped line. His right flank still ran along the Panzher, but at Kismagai farm, the line bent to face south along the Sabadagi hill. John sent Besan's horsemen from the right flank to cover the new left flank on the east side of Sabadagi hill. For his second assault, Eugene sent in Pacted's division and Lecce's Italian guards from his reserve. The 2nd Infantry attack slowly made headway. Finally, the Italian guard cleared Kismagai farm. John, fearing envelopment from Grouchy's cavalry, ordered a retreat northeast into Győr fortress. Results: the Franco-Italians suffered 4,000 killed and wounded. The Austrians lost 747 killed, 1,758 wounded, and 2,408 captured for a total of 4,913 casualties. There were also 1,322 soldiers reported missing, giving a total of 6,235 men subtracted from John's army. John's army retreated northeast to Kamano, leaving a garrison in Győr. The fortress surrendered on the 22nd of June with 2,500 soldiers after a weak resistance. One historian writes, Archduke John now reaped the dubious fruits of his incredibly ill-advised policy of breaking up his army after the Battle of Piave River. This defeat foiled any hopes that Archduke John would be able to bring any significant forces to help in the epic struggle against Napoleon at Wagram. On 5 and 6 July, Eugene soon joined Napoleon with 23,000 soldiers. While these men fought at the Battle of Wagram, John was only able to bring 12,000 men to that field, and he intervened too late to have any effect.